My shoes are still on.
Why do you have your shoes on?
I don't know. We just discussed this. No shoes, no socks. All of you.
So, I want to start off by saying sorry for the horrible, horrible quality and volume we had on the podcast earlier today.
Yep. Our bad.
But we have upgraded. We have a much better mic now. We actually have a USB blue mic, so should be able to hear us a lot better.
Yeah. Can you hear us a lot better?
Ooh.
We know you can because we did a sound test beforehand. So.
True. It's real.
We're going to start with little oops. That was our bad. But we're not going to let that happen again. So with our new mic, we're going to shoot a quick podcast for you.
Yep, we're going to do an extra about 40-ish minutes or so and to kind of make up for the horrible quality of the original one where it sounded like someone was rubbing the microphone like with their hand every time we got a little loud, but that's pretty bad.
Yeah, and we did go through and rewatch the whole thing, and it was still pretty funny.
Yeah, we enjoyed it, but it was so bad.
Yeah,
it just gets to that point where you're like, ugh. Like, you can't even hear what they're laughing about at this point, so I should have grabbed my water. But, so, again, sorry for the mess up, and we should have looked at it first before we uploaded it, but we were just too excited.
We're so excited.
It's
way too much fun.
Yeah.
So, like always, we're 2Manly. I'm Viking.
I'm Pirate.
This is Pirate.
Everybody cares about this side.
You looking
like
pretty...
If there's a line right here, this is the side people care about. So.
But then it goes around the world and comes back to this side.
Oh, no. Not that. That takes a long time, though. So maybe, that one guy did it in 7 days. So,
that one guy. That one guy did it. That's for sure.
Right.
Well, anyway, we picked our own topics today, and...
Yeah, the topics we kind of picked up off the internet. Viking went through, grabbed a couple things, a couple questions to kind of start our podcast. Since we really don't have too many from you guys, it was pretty much all used up in our other podcasts we just did. So
right now, make sure to be thinking about what questions you want to ask us for next week, and just tweet those to us, and then we'll have sweet dibs. First question.
First question.
Okay, so. In a movie about your life, which actor would play you? Pirate, go.
Which actor would play me? I would say probably Christian Bale in that one movie where he's a machinist.
Oh no!
Well, no, I don't know. I don't think any actors look like me.
What about just one that you would pick to play you?
Oh, that would pick to play me. I would probably say Christian Bale again.
He's a good actor.
Yeah, or Shia LaBeouf. Shia LaBeouf is a really, really good actor too. So he gets a lot of bad hype, but I don't know why. The guy is an incredible actor. But I'd say maybe one of those two guys, more Christian Bale, because he could make himself look really attractive, probably. So that'd probably closest.
He's probably the only one that could achieve that level of
right. This is what I'm saying. Attractivity is the word I was looking for. Attractivity.
The fucking machine.
I always all like you could see it. Like every time he eats
spine
food,
through his gut.
Like every time he eats food, you can see it in his intestines. Like that's I don't like that. But then he made Batman right after that, where he's like 210 pounds, like in 6 months, like crazy. He gained 100 pounds, 6 months.
I don't know how he does that.
Transitions, man. That's ridiculous.
For my movie, I don't know. It's hard. Charlie Hunnam, I think is a pretty OG dude.
Who's that?
You don't watch. He's the fucking main character on
Firefly?
No.
Futurama?
No.
Bill Nye Science Guy?
No.
I ran out of
Sons of Anarchy.
Oh, okay.
He's the main guy on there. Okay. And then he's also the main dude on
that one robot movie?
The one robot movie. Yeah.
Movie about robots?
Yeah.
Where they're robotized things?
I don't remember what the movie is called.
Neither do I. Pacific Rim.
There you go. Woo.
Yes, I do know what that movie's called.
Woo. I'd say either him or Brad Pitt. I get called it sometimes.
Oh,
you gotta say it.
I get called it sometimes.
He says good. He's a good actor.
He is. He's a really good actor.
So
yeah,
I think that's probably it. What else?
Cool.
So that was fun. Next question. If you could master any of the 4 elements, which for those of you that don't know, are earth, fire, air, water.
Love and heart, if you've seen Captain Planet.
That's true.
But
But
no one wants to be heart.
no one wants to be heart or love, so fuck those.
Aren't they like the same
Wait.
thing?
I don't think there was a love.
I think it's just heart.
Just heart. Fuck heart. Anyway, the 4 elements, what would it be if you could master any one of those 4 elements? I would pick air. I think we all know why.
Just because Avatar?
Just because I could airbend my farts.
Oh no.
That's where that was going.
Oh no. I pick that you don't get airbending. Like, can I do that? Just
No.
so I will be sitting here just like
So I'd be like,
can't breathe.
well, you took.
Nope, and then I just it's just and then someone comes in like, hey guys, how's it going? Just a 7-hour
Yeah,
fart.
I
just
know, a
right in.
7-hour stale fart.
We've been juggling it back and
You're
forth
welcome.
for 7 hours just because.
Well, I was also thinking because I figured you would say airbending because of that, and then I was gonna be a firebender, so you could use the methane and throw it, and I'd fireball it.
Nice, nice.
You just get an explosion of
my idea doesn't revolve solely around farts, unfortunately.
That's living your life wrong.
Living your life wrong. I don't know. I would say air too, because then you could potentially make yourself fly, couldn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Like you could pick yourself up.
Yeah, and thinking about it offensively, yeah, you can like do that and fly. That's defensive. But offensively, you could also potentially airbend air out of a room, right?
Oh yeah, I'll just suck it all out. Yeah,
Like I'm a firebender. Your fire doesn't mean shit to me
right,
because there's no air.
gone. Yeah, that's true.
Like I'm an earthbender. Have fun
And
with that.
Could you go like outer space too? Could you have the air control the atmosphere?
You could control a bubble. Just
Yeah, then you just like you just swim forever, and like who needs water bending when you could just? It's like, oh, I'm gonna put you in a big ball of water. Like I got my
just
air
take
ball.
the water.
Yeah, I got my air right here. I think
Take the
air
O2 out of
kind of
this.
neutralizes everything. If you think like, Earth. I mean, you could crush you between 2 boulders. There's not a whole lot you could do about that.
Yeah, hopefully you get.
So
the
lich- maybe you still have any
pressurized?
earthbender
Yeah.
guys like coming after
It's
you.
just day 1. Murder them.
Yeah, just murder all the earth,
Just-
the earthbenders. Yep. I think a whole squad of airbenders could do that. You know,
I think so.
just like blow them off a big mountain.
Not like that.
Not that kind of.
Not that kind of.
Not that kind of blow them off. That would take a lot of blowing to get them off a mountain. I mean, I don't really even move, so I can only imagine how long that would take.
I don't even move.
Unless they're like pushing me, like, okay, I guess I'm going backwards. Like,
All right.
moving on.
This is, I don't know. It just reminds me of the bank. Like, did they hit the bank?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Okay, so
Anyways, moving on.
anyway, would you trade off? Okay, the next question. For those of you that didn't know, the next question is: would you trade off 15 years of your life for $1 billion?
$1 billion, yes, no question about it.
Yeah,
No question about it.
yeah. In a second.
Because like, what's the? I mean, what 15 years is it? Here's another thing too. Like trading 15 years, does that mean that I would be like, 40 years old, and then all of a sudden I'm 65 years old? Like I just lose that 15 years, and now I'm old, and I'm like living in a hospital all of a sudden? Or does that mean that like all my shitty years of me pooping in a diaper in an old folks home are just now gone, and I only get to live awesome life from then on out? Like, and then of course, yes.
I hope. I think for argument's sake, we'll say you instantly turn 15 years older.
Okay, so you just make that jump.
Mm-hmm. We'll say that. That seems
Ooh,
awful.
man, that's a little bit tougher then, I think, because then you lose all the time you would have left to be able to, like, I want to skydive, like, let's go skydiving, but now you're, like, 60, I mean, I still kind of want to, but my bones don't want me to anymore, and neither does my poop, because I can't, like, I just worked, I guess you just load up, I mean, you have $1 billion, you can just get, like, $100,000 worth of Depends, and be set.
Yeah, you can pay somebody just to
That's
change
true.
that for you.
That's true. I mean, like, your job, like, I want to interview you. You put them on this huge interview regiment, and then, like, I'm going to need you to carry around these wet wipes 24/7, because all you're doing.
I'm gonna bell it too, like.
Oh, no.
Ding, 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 ding. I'm ready.
Oh, no. I've been sitting in this one a while, so
Yeah.
you might want to put some gloves on.
I could have told you earlier, but I wanted to finish that level.
Right. You're still just playing games. You have $1 billion, you're still just playing games. You just use that money to make sure that someone changes your poop diapers.
I need.
That's all you care about. That's too funny.
And I can buy all that gold I wanted from Korean players.
Ooh, that's true. You just
like I don't have to worry about it. Like, oh, next paycheck I'll get it. Nope. Today.
Yeah, you just buy.
Today.
You just buy accounts. Like Realm of the Mad God, it's
Yeah.
like super high leveled account. You just buy it and then you die with it. You're like, whatever, buy a new one.
Whatever. We're good.
You just buy out the whole game so no one has a good character anymore.
You just walk around like Sephiroth or something.
Mm-hmm. Just hovering.
Had to run at the end. All right.
But yeah, I think we both agree that.
Yep. Agreed.
$1 billion? Yeah, for sure. Billion.
Done.
$1 million? Yep, probably.
Still do it.
Yep. Because I mean, you're gonna make $1 million in your whole life? Probably not.
Mm-mm.
So like now you have it now. I'm like, okay. Especially 15 years from now, we're not even that old.
Mm-mm.
Like now I have $1 million. Like yeah, I'm just gonna live in a bum apartment and like never have to work for the rest of my life.
That sounds.
Then we can just
the
do
way to
this.
go.
See that? Boom. Let me just do this all day. You know?
Excuse me.
Plus, in 15 years, think of the technology we're gonna have. Crazy.
Hopefully, robot bodies.
Hopefully, robot bodies, because then we can just from here up,
Done.
and then just get like
Well.
$200,000 mechanical body,
Mm-hmm.
just jackknifing kung fu people,
Just
Like,
cyborg
just with
city.
robot arms, like.
This is how cyborgs walk.
Is it? That's how our cyborgs are gonna walk. Everyone else is all fluent and moving around like all easy. Oh no, you're murdering people with your robot body?
I mean, that's.
You get one day on the outside world, then you get locked up in there with your $1 billion.
I was just kidding.
Yeah.
Come on.
You murdered everyone with your robot body.
Can't you take a joke?
You murdered my family. Like, here's $10,000. Like
That'd be weird because at that point, since you're like, just a head on a mechanical body,
like
like
from Futurama.
they just take your head off and set you in a closet. Like,
Oh yeah, so you
God
can't even
damn
move.
it!
You're just,
Come,
yeah, you're like on the Futurama, like the shelves,
Just glass,
in a
like,
closet. Yeah.
tink, tink.
Oh god, that would
Tink.
suck.
Let me
so
out! No, it's happening again. And you just like
It just
flip upside down.
All the water goes in your nose. Like,
Yep.
no.
Shit, man.
You're just upside down. Nailed that question.
Well,
Nailed that question.
next question, which I think is pretty fitting.
Which one we at? Oh yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you could have one superpower, what would it be?
One superpower. I already know what mine is for sure. I mean, it's jumper powers.
Oh yeah, we
That
have
movie.
discussed that.
That movie, like, it's the best. It's the best power you could have. It's the best power that you could have. Period. As far as the real world goes.
Yeah. I've always been really fond of the Hulk and like his powers. I'm not gonna lie.
But you can't control it though.
That's the problem is because I want to be a Sith.
Right.
That's
So
my
you're gonna
end game.
You're gonna be Hulk with a lightsaber that's red.
That's what I want
Oh,
because
no.
like I want a superpower that's like drived and powered by your emotion because that's when shit can get real.
What happens if Hulk goes emo? Does he just get skinnier?
He just gets sad.
He just gets and like the lights go out around him, and he just kind of. I'm not sure. Like I don't think Hulk. I think
it just
Hulk
works.
emo is the regular guy. I think that's just
Yeah.
him.
I mean that would make sense.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know enough about him. I just
Yeah, neither do I.
yeah. Is Sith a superpower?
I mean, it could be your Jedi Sith, right? That would be your superpower.
I want that.
But that's more of like a
Dibs.
lot of different superpowers, though. You know
I
what
want. I want. What would it be? Like telekinesis, I guess.
Telekinesis.
I want telekinesis, but that is powered from my emotion, so it can be stronger, kind of like Chronicle.
Oh, yeah,
But that's the more they use it, the more it gets whatever. But,
Right.
But still, I just want to be like, I'm mad today.
Right. You want like Akira superpowers, but you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, Akira's.
Yeah.
Akira's a pretty good one too, because that guy can like teleport and stuff. So I guess I'm gonna change mine to Akira.
Me too.
Dibsed it. So, yep, Akira's superpower. Because I mean, it's just basically telekinesis, but to like the maximum extent, you know.
I need to rewatch it. I just remember watching all of my motorcycle parts.
Oh yeah,
And
well
being like,
that's
this
a lot
is amazing.
Of that's a lot of the beginning of Akira, but
Mhm.
later on it's more like Tetsuo just becoming Akira, like
Owning
yeah,
kids.
until it gets way out of hand. It's a dope movie though. Watch it.
Or
So
me.
yeah, Akira superpower.
Done.
Nailed it. Next.
Next. Okay. So, here's the real question. Indiana Jones versus Han Solo. Who wins? I'm gonna say one thing here. Han Solo.
Okay.
Because he shot first.
But how do you know?
Am I right?
How do you know he shot first, though?
Because you're old.
That doesn't.
How do you know he shot first? He shot first in the movies.
Well,
So we would be shooting first at Indy. And he'd be like, well, baby, do. And Han would be like,
yeah, but Indiana Jones also technically shot first too because that guy wanted a sword fight, and it technically wasn't in the script, but he just pulled his gun out and shot him, and then because he was really tired on the set,
Yeah.
and they just kept it in the movie.
That's
So
true.
technically, I mean, Indiana Jones also shoots first. So now where's your debate at?
But Han Solo has a Wookiee.
I mean, he doesn't really have one. You know,
hear that,
Indiana
Wookiee?
Jones got a small little Asian kid that can drive taxis, even though he's only this tall.
Let's put a Wookiee and a small little Asian kid in a ring. Let's
Okay.
see who wins.
What do they have? Like, is it just an open ring?
It's a cage. It's the Thunderdome.
Well, everybody knows that Wookiees are actually afraid of Asian people.
Oh.
So, little known Star Wars fact.
You got me there.
See, so he'd probably just run away and cry. And the kid would be like, Dr. Jones. And then he'd like,
Dr.
and
John!
then he'd do something.
I love you, Indy!
Yeah. Little needle.
God! I don't know. I'm still saying Han. He's this fucking space pilot. He's got brains. Indy just
Has super brains as well.
has
You know?
brains.
He's an archaeologist that knows literally everything. People are like, well, what are these markings? Do you think these could possibly mean? He's like, wait a minute. Like, that's a 10-minute long explanation for you right now that my brain just happens to have.
I knew it.
Like, wow. And you're like, he's like 25 in the movie. Like,
Yeah.
he can't be any more than like, like our age. Because he's just, and they just, yeah, he's, I don't know. I would still say Han Solo, though.
Okay, good.
Just because he has that huge spaceship. I mean, come on.
You got the Millennium Falcon, bitch.
Right. And he just, like,
And-
he flies it and, like, right. Is that him getting,
I don't know.
is that Indy dodging him?
I mean, pretty much. I don't know. I know the stormtroopers are just the worst shots in the world.
Right. How about a fist fight between the two? I would probably say Indy in
That's
that
hard. I would
situation.
probably say Indy in that case.
Yeah, I think Indy does a lot more fist fighting than Han Solo ever has in his whole life. Mainly because he doesn't have a gun. Like,
Yeah. Why
he
did he?
does, but like
I mean,
he's always just like, I got a gun and a whip, but let's fight. Let's fight it out.
and it always seems to get knocked out of his hands.
Right.
You know? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
And he's gonna put your face into a helicopter blade.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't want to fight Indiana Jones.
I wouldn't want just the fearlessness that was in that whole scene alone. Like, here's the fucking blade. I'm gonna put my hand to it.
Right.
Nope. I would have just shoved him.
You're like, give him a
Shovey
push.
shoe.
Like, yeah.
Like,
Get out of here.
these babies are precious.
Right. We need those for fist fighting. Maybe you haven't seen my movies.
Maybe you haven't seen my movies.
I need those.
I'm ready.
Yeah. Okay. So I think it goes either way depending on the situation that they're in.
Except on one. All right. So, would you like? Oh, okay. So, would you like to live on the Mars settlement? And I'm gonna say, like, as like the first shipment of people. Would you want to live on Mars?
It depends on if you can stake claim on territory like they did when they first came to the United States.
Okay.
Like if I could go to Mars and I could say like, "Brr, this whole section is mine," brr," like I would, hell yes, I would do that. Because I mean, you have to risk like,
Everything.
your life to be able to have good stake for like your generations to come. Because people
Yeah.
still own land, massive amounts of it because of that. And they're just rich. Because they sold some of the land that they just, like, a long time ago, their family was like, "This is mine."
And
Like-
some other dude was like, "No, it's not."
Right.
Bow.
And then he got it. And his family's rich now.
That's
Yeah.
mine.
Right. So yeah, if you could take stake on land, I would definitely do that. And then I would try to find a water source on Mars, and that's where I would mine, and then I would just run Mars from there to end. And I would build like a Total Recall dome, and then I would have like the whole movie would take place in my settlement.
I mean, it makes sense.
Right, and I would just cut off air to people and be like,
Stop the reactor, Quaid! Quaid, stop the reactor!
how about you?
Nope.
No.
Mars sounds pretty boring and not water and all that other stuff. I mean, what you said makes absolutely perfect sense, and now that I've heard it, that would be nice. But originally, I would say no because, yeah, Mars sounds boring. Mars sounds really boring. But if that opened the legs of the universe,
oh no!
if that opened the legs of the universe to becoming a space pirate,
ooh, yes.
then yes.
Yep.
If we can go up there and be like, oh, hey, this is the settlement. You're ours now. And then
Oh,
like,
no.
they became our crewmates, and then we
Yes.
just found a way to propel Mars.
To propel Mars. You take the whole of Mars. Like, no such thing as gravity anymore. Like, we just
put all of our resources
see you later,
on this
son.
end.
Like, put a big rocket on the back of Mars. Like, who gives a fuck about the sun?
Yep.
Like, yeah.
And then that's how we started
Yeah, and then we
Firefly.
Firefly. But like on our, and we would call it something else. It'd be called
Marsfly.
It would be called Ours instead of Mars.
We're working on it.
I mean, work in progress.
Can we spray paint it on the side of the?
Yes.
I want like an old timey like girl spray paint job like they do on like
old
huge,
battleships.
Yeah, like old battleships and like planes and shit like that. But I want it to be like kind of a fat girl.
Right. Just have Mars.
Mowers.
Mowers.
Dot. We're still working on it, but
Yeah,
we'll get there one of these days.
Work in
Watch
progress.
the fuck out, because we're space pirates, bitch. Like
it's like two people talking. Like, I mean, work in progress. Like, we're space pirates.
Two different colors.
Like, what is going on with this planet? Look, it's a ship.
All right. And we take their booty.
Both. If you're wondering which kind, both kinds.
Both kinds.
Both kinds.
Which brings us to our next topic.
Oh.
Which chore? We'll keep it singular.
Singular.
Which one's your least favorite chore of
Dishes.
all the chores? Yeah.
Dishes. In the world of dishwashers and easy cleaning utensils, when you don't have a dishwasher that works like ours that's been broken for a year now, over that, it's, dishes is by far the worst thing ever. And you never think there's an end to silverware.
Yeah. Oh,
right?
Yeah. I would say silverware and just the odd assortment of plastic Tupperware. Those are what I hate.
Right, yeah.
I hate Tupperware, man.
Yeah.
They're all like square and weird shaped, and there's lids and just talking about it just feels wrong.
Yeah, nobody likes dishes. Nobody.
No, I used to be a dishwasher as a kid in like a cafe. And that was the worst fucking thing
Well, because
ever.
first of all, that water is like 10,000 degrees.
And it has like just
it's like
penetrates city.
Yeah.
Then you have a
we
huge
should get one
stack,
of those
and
in
you're
here.
like, oh, yeah, we should.
Done in 10 minutes. You spray the whole kitchen, like, kitchen's clean.
Just wet everywhere.
Yeah, it's like the Bat Cave. Like,
oh, no. It works, though.
It's true.
But yeah, the worst part about those, you'll have like a huge, like all your bowls, and there's like water sitting. I'm like, okay, time to clean.
And then you get stuck at, you leave the kitchen where like, here's you. And like this half is like wet, and like this half is dry. Like the back half of you is just completely dry, whereas the front half of you is just like soaked to the bone.
It's the worst.
Yeah,
it makes me cry. Every
I had to do that job for maybe like a month, I think, at one point, and it was.
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
Ugh.
It was the worst.
I did it for like ever.
Yeah.
It
So,
was
yeah,
the
dishes
funnest
for
thing
sure.
ever. Dishes.
I actually like vacuuming. It has the same kind of like gratification you get when you mow, you know, because you kind of have like that pattern you go through when you see the grass is cut and the grass is not. It's very, what's the word I'm looking for?
Daunting. Grueling.
Like methodical and calming.
Oh. We were going different ways.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if there is a chore that I like. Being done with chores, that's a good feeling.
It's true.
Fuck
mainly because you don't have to do chores anymore. Yeah, I would say Or if you have a house, shoveling snow sucks. Mainly because when you shovel snow, it's not like, bro, just got off work. I'm still awake. Put on my hat and go and get outside. No, it's like you just woke up and you're like, fucking, like I'll just make one path where my car is, and like just so my car can get out. And then you're finally done shoveling. You look and your car's covered in ice, and you're like, ugh. You gotta scrape. Like that's the worst. I would consider that a chore. I mean, it's something you have to do.
That is a chore.
So I would say shoveling snow. If you have a house, shoveling snow would be the top of the list.
Yeah. Yep. I would say more of a pet peeve, but something similar is just when you're late. I'm always late. And like running outside like okay, time to get in the car. Block of ice. Like no. You turn everything up on high, like you scrape for like 30 minutes because you have like the worst scraper ever and you have like this little
Mine
hole.
broke the other day.
Like, good enough.
I had the long one with the broom on it, like the thing, and then you and you like.
Oh, it has like the mohawk?
Yeah. But I had one of those and I was like, just scrape Town City, and it was like, oh. So like the other day I just had that little piece, because I forgot that it broke and I didn't buy a new one. So I'm like outside just holding just the scraper part, and it was like, ugh.
That fucking sucks.
Yeah, so that happened. What's the most ghetto way you've scraped ice off your car? Let's say that really quick.
I mean, I've used like the side of my coat where I had like some buttons.
Really? You scraped?
That's all I could do. But yeah, that's probably the most ghetto.
I used a CD once. I had a burnt CD, and I used a CD to scrape it, and then it broke, and it almost made it a little bit better because it was like a flat.
Yeah, then it was
but I used a CD out of my car. That's a long time ago.
Yeah, I think I normally have the things necessary, but yeah, that one time I don't know. Maybe I couldn't find it, but yeah, CD's way worse. Yeah, I don't know.
It was tough because you can't break it. You see to be gentle with it, but at the same time you gotta fucking scrape off ice. Like, there's no being gentle about that at all. So it was a very delicate task at hand, but I got the job done.
Congrats. Why you said that? Why have I never heard that story before?
I don't know. That's happened though. All right.
Woo!
Next.
Okay. If you could meet anyone, living or dead, who would it be? That's tough. And I want to meet Tony Robbins. He's cool. Anthony Robbins. He's like a big motivational speaker-y kind of dude. Or any of the like higher up Vikings of back in the day. Like, I don't know. What was his name? Ivan the Red or something like that.
Okay.
I don't remember. Any of the basics. I could look him up. Who cares? Do you know? I don't know. Is Beowulf a real person?
I think it's just a story.
It's just a story.
Yeah, I think Beowulf's
he's like a
story.
Viking Jesus.
Yeah, pretty much. Viking Jesus. Can you even say that? Viking Jesus? Like that's.
Does it
still
work?
put Jesus like. You know what I mean? Here's the main question to that question is, do you just have like a civilized conversation with the person about what they've done or something like that, or like, do you meet them like you bring them to your world and they're all freaked out?
Whoa!
Or do you go to their world and you have to try to like, because they would just be like in power, like, bro, this guy, fucking get him out of here or whatever, and like they wouldn't really pay attention to you, like.
I don't want that.
So I guess
want
the details
to like me.
Yeah, devil's in the details. So
that's true. I just want to meet and understand. Like, I want to understand what their physiology or like psychology would be.
So you just want to sit down and have them
there
like
and just be around them while they do
gotcha.
things. Yeah, I want to know like what it's like to be like Viking.
Right.
So it's a very interesting world, and they did so much with so little, and we're, I don't know, as far as the now society, we do a lot, but we have so much more, I guess. I don't know. It's crazy. Like, they just took little itty-bitty boats and like, we're going to basically conquer the world. Or at least go to all of it.
Right.
And we're like, we can go to other planets.
Right.
But we've just been to the moon.
Right. Like, we don't want to push ourselves too hard.
Yeah, it'd be like, if we had space Vikings, those motherfuckers would be in Jupiter already.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
that's
And they would build like a ghetto spaceship, and like somehow they'd fly up there and like they'd be at Jupiter first.
Yeah, that's, I don't know.
And they would just kill all the Jupiter aliens. Like this is ours now.
Yeah, bring back loot. And then there'd be... it just repeat history.
Right.
So there'd be aliens like, no, shit, fuck, this sucks. Like, here's some gold, just leave us, okay? Like, okay, we'll never come back.
Psych!
3 months later, hey, we're back!
Yeah, we need more of what you gave us earlier. You're all dead again. And they're like, here, take it. We're like, yeah, you're still dead anyways. Like,
so amazing.
yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Those, I guess. You?
I don't know. I don't really care about any of that stuff. I guess it'd be kind of cool to meet like people now, like Rob Dyrdek or like Moog from Mighty Car Mods, you know? Because those guys, they definitely think outside the box, and that's kind of what I like doing. I like finding out like what made you think of this, and like why'd you do this, and blah blah blah. And like also they share pretty similar interest in me, like cars, or like Rob Dyrdek just has fun all the time. Oddly enough, I like to do that too. So, like,
I like to have fun all the
right.
time.
But yeah, I'd like to meet one of those guys, just hang out with them for like a day and like pick their brain and like, oh, how'd you get to this? Or like, you know what? Like, did you start learning music first and then you started getting into cars because of Marty? Or like, you know, if I was hanging out with those guys from Mighty Car Mods, and like, I would like to know that stuff, like what their progression was to get where they are now, you know, and like how much better their life is because of this, and like, yeah, just sit down and pick someone's brain on that kind of situation, or like anybody, a big business guy, like how did this happen, and when it. Like when your business started taking over, you know, like how were you able to maintain a solid base rather than letting it consume you and be like, oh, this is too much for me and blah, blah, like you knew you had to do this and that and this, and like how'd you plan for that and all this other stuff. Like that kind of stuff interests me a lot. So I think I'd like to meet somebody like that.
I was gonna say, you're a lot smarter with this. I'm just like, I just want to hang out with Johnny Knoxville.
Let's get shot with paintballs in our penis.
Dude,
and I'm like, I don't want to do that.
No,
I need that for sustenance.
I think that'd be fun though.
Getting shot in the penis with a paintball?
No,
I can make that happen right now, like for a podcast.
No.
Like,
Please, no. I need that
for sustenance. Okay, next one.
Perfecto. All right. Favorite horror movie?
Ooh,
go.
I like me some horror. That's for sure. Right now, I'd say there's a lot of good ones, man. I mean, do you want suspenseful horror? Do you want like
I don't know,
just shocking horror? Do you want?
I would say the one for me that sticks to me when you say the word favorite,
right?
It'd probably be Sinister. Like
Sinister is dope.
Dude, you told me about it. I was like, oh, okay, and I sat down and watched it. It's one of those that sticks with you.
Yeah,
and that's what to me horror should be. So, but yeah, there are so many other good ones.
Yeah, if you haven't seen Sinister, the movie is incredible, and mainly because it's a horror movie where the ending doesn't ruin the movie.
Yeah,
like the ending just makes it better. Almost.
It does.
Like it's awesome. Yeah,
that's the ending.
Have
you know
fun.
what I mean?
Have
like,
fun.
Oh, here's the beautiful thing that I've created.
To the world. To the world. You can all have that now. I would say mine's probably The Conjuring. Beautiful. The Conjuring it's really, really creepy. The ending is kind of like, you know, like, I don't want to ruin the movie if you haven't seen it yet, so the ending is kind of like typical horror movie ending, you know?
But not ruining.
But it doesn't ruin it. No, it doesn't ruin it by any means.
It's good.
Yeah.
But yes, it's very...
Yeah, the movie as a whole, though, has a lot of, like, super freaky parts, you know? Like, and it definitely holds you, too. And, like, kind of like, I would have said Insidious, you know?
Oh, that's another really...
But the ending is just so horrible in that movie.
Why did they do that?
I don't know.
Like, it was like, this is the greatest horror movie I've ever seen in my entire shitty.
Right. Yeah, and a lot of people like that, tiptoe through the window, like that little boy, like, dancing and stuff. It was super freaky, but then at the end, they brought it back with that, like, demon thing again. Like, he's, like, climbing the wall and stuff. Like, you ruined it, man. You should have just kept the same path. I mean, you don't even got to show the bad guy at the end. That would make it even better, in my opinion, is when they don't show the bad... Like, what's that movie we just been watching? The Babadook. The Babadook.
The Babadook.
That's another good horror movie, and they don't show the bad guy.
That's probably a number 2 or 3 for me.
Yeah, Babadook is really, really good.
It is, I don't know. It is, I don't know what you guys watch movies for, but, like, I really like to see the actors and how they give their characters, how they really push through the emotions and stuff. That lady, she's fucking
awesome.
Baller actress.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Like, there's parts in that movie where I, like felt it, you know? Like, I don't know. That movie is really moving.
Babadook. It just came out. Movie. It's still new. But if you get a chance to watch it, Babadook is a really good horror movie too.
So good.
Yeah, and I remember we saw the trailer for it a long time ago. And we were like, that movie's gonna be great. That movie's gonna be great. You can just tell right away, man. But yeah, I think those are two pretty good ones. The three really good ones. I mean, there's a ton more good horror movies, and I can go on and on forever. And I mean, I love movies in general.
Yeah.
And I used to have like a thing on Facebook where I had like movie night, and I would give like people on my Facebook friends like
that was
good
like
movies
how
to
we
watch.
first started really interacting. Is like I was like, oh, I need movies for my then at the girlfriend time to watch and shit. And you used to just give me like pages.
Oh yeah, I would give you like a list of good movies.
Horror.
Yeah. I'd be like, well, what kind of movies do you want? You're like, I don't know. And I'd be like, I just make you a list of all the genres. And it'd be like horror, drama, like fan fiction.
That's
like,
exactly what you did.
And I would pick some favorites and stuff. And yeah, I really like talking about movies a lot. So
it was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And then with that, the whole like I watched Event Horizon because you suggested it. And that's a really good. That's I don't know if you could.
Great suspenseful
horror. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great suspenseful horror for sure. Yep.
Well.
Nosferatus me. Crazy.
Poor guy.
Anyways, moving on.
Okay. What is one food you'll never give up?
One food I will never give up. I'm not huge on food. I would say something that's really delicious. Tuna casserole I could eat forever.
I would have said mint ice cream for you.
Well, that's just delicious.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't really eat it that much. Like, I do.
In the winter, yeah.
Yeah, but like, man, that's mint chocolate chip ice cream. That's what's up.
That's
man.
the thing.
I'm telling you. Whew.
He's on a first name basis with the rep.
Yeah. it's almost true.
I know.
That almost is true.
Pretty funny.
But yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Mine would be nachos. My stomach, I've said it forever. My stomach is a Mexican, and I love it. And like my whole life, nachos have been my favorite food. When I was in my mom's womb, she said she craved Mexican food and like nachos all day, all the time. And like that's just what I love. Like,
yeah. I would say enchiladas is another good one that I like too.
Oh, enchiladas.
I don't get it much, but that, oh man.
Enchiladas and tacos and fritas and churros.
Yes, and all those. Oh no! I think you're on a different level.
What have you done?
Food.
I'm hungry. All right.
Okay, next question. We're gonna move on because that's gonna make me hungry too.
Okay, next question.
Time left.
Have you ever thrown up in a car?
No, I never have. I've never actually had anybody throw up in my car either, or been around that situation that ever happened. I've fallen out of a moving car, and that sucked. But I've never thrown up in one.
Okay, I have for sure.
Oh no!
I'm not in the back.
Was it yours?
No.
It wasn't your car.
It was someone else's.
Oh, thank God. That's gotta be.
But yeah, it was like, oh, we're all at a party, and it was one of those parties that like you got too drunk and you probably said some shit you shouldn't have.
Oh right.
At the time, I had a girlfriend. We're sitting there, and I had my other lady friends standing around me, and they're like, blah 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 blah. All of the girls are talking, and then it's just me in this scenario. Blah blah blah. Everyone's talking, and we're drinking, and having fun. I'm sitting on the hood of the car. Blah blah blah. I'm kind of drunk at the time. I'm just staring off into the wilderness. Blah 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 blah. Skinny dipping. I perked my ears right up. And the two ladies were like, we should all go skinny dipping. And I'm like, yeah, we should. And my girlfriend obviously didn't like that. So, at that time, she decided to say, let's go. It's time to leave. And I got in the lady's car, and, like, my girlfriend sat in the backseat and everything. Anyway, I was like, I'll sit in the front. And they're like, oh, you're pretty wasted. We're going to roll down the window for you. I'm fine. What are you talking about? We literally took, like, the second, like, just all the way down the car door and outside, and it, like, strung all the way down. And she told me, like, the next day she was cleaning it for, like, hours, and it stunk. I was like,
so
that
gross.
sucks.
That would make me vomit. If I was, like,
felt
cleaning
pretty bad.
vomit, that would make me puke.
I don't know why she didn't come over to my house and make me clean.
Oh, I would have done that.
Yeah, like,
yeah.
That's fair. I'm sorry.
Right.
Nope, she did it all herself, so that was good.
Gross.
But I've also been in the situation where in the backseat, like, oh, guys, I kind of have to puke. Pull over. And literally, like, 1 second later, it's never fun. It never smells good.
No.
Next question. Are you usually late, early, or on time?
I'm always early. I mean, always.
I'm always late.
I hate being late. Oh, man, I hate it so much.
That's why we're besties.
Oh, my God.
You make me early, and I make you late. Keeps us
so
honest.
Annoying. No.
Keeps us honest.
So annoying. I have to arrive when I need to be there. I have to be early.
You're early, man.
Yeah,
you're always like half an hour early at least. And I'm always a minute late between a minute and 15 minutes late every day.
You know, because you don't worry about like there might be traffic today, because then you're not 1 minute late. Then you're like 20 minutes late.
And then I get there on 20 minutes late. Like,
that
hey,
just makes
where
me.
were you? Living me, and you're not
20 minutes late would literally make me 10 minutes early still.
It's crazy.
I can't. I don't fathom how people
But then
can do
that half an hour you can't. You're not sleeping, or I don't know, not giving a shit.
I wake up an hour and a half before I have to work.
I wake up
so I can take
10
a
minutes
shower.
after I should have left.
No, yeah, I like being awake when I show up to work.
Oh, I don't.
Yeah, I have to be, man.
I'm like this when I meet my not when I meet my clients. I'm sitting in my room and I'm like, oh my god, my eyes are fucked up. And then when
what if somebody asks you like a serious question that could change everything for you right when you show up? It's like, hey, can I talk to you for a second? You're tired as fuck.
I got it. Hopefully.
I like to be brain ready for sure. I like to have my stomach full. Like
I don't know.
that,
I feel like I'm
an
not the
energy
smartest
drink or
guy
some
ever.
coffee in me or something like that. Yeah. So I always, the second I show up for work, like the second I clock in, I'm in work mode already. I'm already wide awake. I'm ready to like. Every job I've ever had, I've always been like that.
So you're like, I mean, I'm not trying to be racist or nothing. Like Japanese mode. Like in Japan, they're like
pretty
there,
much,
and they've already been working for like a half an hour
right.
before they clock in, so they're at that stride.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I'm the whitest Japanese guy you'll ever meet as far as work ethics go.
The tallest too.
But yeah.
Crazy. Yeah. No. That's weird.
Okay. So we have one more question. We'll finish this off really quick.
Okay. Last question. If there was a homeless person dying on the street, would you give them CPR, assuming that CPR is what they need to live?
And assuming that you knew how to give CPR.
Yeah. I do.
Physically, mentally trained for it.
Yep. I would. Definitely.
Yeah, I don't know if I would.
I know how to do CPR and stuff. And I don't know.
Have you ever seen the movie The Game?
Yeah.
There's a scene in that movie where a homeless guy, this same scenario, falls down the street, starts choking, and his mouth is full of spit. Mm-hmm. And she like reaches into his mouth and pulls out all the spit to get it away, because if you blow into that, it's just going to push it down into their lungs, which is horrible. Like, you have to clear the passageway and stuff like that. And like, I mean, I don't know, man, because like you don't know what that person might have or anything like that. Like, and what happens if you try to give him CPR? Are we saying that it's going to save his life no matter what? Or like there's a chance that you could say, or is it like homeless guy falls out on the street that you could see that he's choking or whatever, and that you don't know if he's gonna live or die, even if you do it? I wouldn't take a chance.
Let's assume that the CPR would save his life.
Guaranteed would save his life.
We'll say guaranteed. But he's still homeless and mouth spitty and all that other bullshit.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't. I would like to say yes. I would like to say yes, but probably not. Mm. You know, in all honesty, I probably wouldn't, just because I'm very.
Ew.
Yeah, I'm very. Yeah, there's no way I could be. I was going to school for respiratory therapy, and I literally changed what I wanted to do because I can't see myself doing something like that. So the same thing would go for a homeless guy choking in the street.
Makes sense. So. I would. I don't know. I just would. Doesn't really affect me. But the whole thing about like what we were talking about, like what if it didn't work?
Right.
Like that's something that I would take into account way before I would actually just be like, time to start kissing.
Right, exactly. Like a real life. Okay, so real life situation.
Okay.
Guy just boom right in the street as you're walking down like the old market or something like that.
Yeah.
And like he's like spitting mouth and shit like that.
Yeah.
What do you do?
The first thing I would do is like put him in the safety position, which is it's on your side. Put an arm out, put legs, check the airway, like try to figure out what's going on. Call 911. Go from there. That's all I can think about.
Right.
I'm trying to clear it, doing what I can, but
if I had one of those respirator mouth guards, oh, definitely in a heartbeat I would do it.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I don't need him spitting down my throat and getting pregnant. You know, like
spit down my throat.
I want to get stomach pregnant from some homeless guy's spit, but.
So don't get your stomach pregnant.
Lesson of this story today for podcast: don't get stomach pregnant by a homeless guy.
And you're welcome.
Oh, so yeah, again. While we wrap it up now, I want to apologize for the previous podcast. It was very noisy and stuff like that. Hopefully, still enjoyable. I mean, there was still stuff
I
there
still
to
laughed
listen
when
to.
we watched it.
So it's definitely worth watching. It just kind of got a little bit annoying, but we have it taken care of now. We have a sweet mic that we have now. Definitely not like the regular webcast mics that we have. So we upgraded. So if you've only watched our YouTube channel. Up in the top hand corner over there, you see our Twitch channel, which is 2Manly. We have our Twitter, which is also 2Manly TV. So you can go ahead and leave that and let us know what you want for topics for next week.
I'm signing all of what you said.
Well, man, with one hand, that's a lot of spelling out. It's a lot of spelling out. Anyways, that's about all the time we have for today, man. Thanks again, guys, for joining us. Leave a like if you like what you saw. Make sure you follow us on Twitter if you want to come over and hang out with us when there. And yeah, we're going to be streaming, and hope to see you there. Well, I got.
You're so manly.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.